Hey guys, welcome back. It's Philly Pre, and I'm back again with another review. Now, I didn't say K-drama review because this isn't a K-drama review. It's a review of more like a variety type show. It's a traveling show. I did one of these before. It was a traveling show that I really enjoyed, and this that one was with Hyen, but Jung Hyen. But this one was a Traveler 2. So it was the second season of this particular show because they had a first season. I did not watch the first season, but I watched the second season because it had someone that I was familiar with, Kang Ha-nul, and also because I was a little like encouraged by my friend who is a huge fan of him. I love him too, but she's like a really big fan of his, and she was like, "You really should check it out." So I did. So glad that I watched. First of all, traveling through somebody else's eyes, I'm finding that I really enjoy this. And I should have known that about myself because my friends who have been, especially my one friend, actually the one who recommended this, that I watched the show. I have lived vicariously through her on her trips to Korea many times, and I even like gave her a hashtag once. I was like, through your eyes, like I'm seeing this through your eyes. And so I do get some type of joy and excitement out of, watching people travel. So I shouldn't be too surprised that I like the show. So the show had Jae Hung and it had Sung Woo. Sung Woo is a singer, Jae Hung is an actor, and Kang Ha-nul is also an actor. It was the three of them, and they're taking this 2-week journey trip, and they're going to Argentina. So Argentina is somewhere I've never been, and so I was curious to see their flight. I forget how long their flight was. It was like literally on the opposite side of the world from Korea, for them to get here. I don't know if it was like 20 hours, 30 hours. It was some crazy amount. Of course, they had layovers and stuff, but it took them a long time to get there, and they end up in Buenos Aires. And anybody Spanish who's watching this, if I'm saying these words wrong, please forgive me and be a little understanding. I'm doing the best I can with some of them. They had a little trouble like finding a hotel. But long story short, I just want to get into what my review of what I thought about this 10 episode, because it was 10 episodes. It was on Viki, because I forgot to mention that. 10 episodes of them just traveling through Argentina. They went to several locations. They experienced, I feel like, all different seasons while they were in Argentina, which was wild. It was like hot, it was cold, it was windy, it was, it had rain. But Argentina is absolutely beautiful. Like, I was like, okay, I need to go here. So they went to, I should remember some of these names, but I don't. So in Buenos Aires, they went and they had asado, which, they had beef asada, which they went to like this famous restaurant that apparently like a player from like a soccer team or something had like recommended or had been to before. And the meat and the way they cook it, it just looked like wow. And they were like, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. So they did that. They just did so many things. They tried so many different foods, and the landscape and the beauty. I mean, I'm sure just like anywhere, everything isn't all glitz and glamour, but you find beauty in everything. They went to this market. This market like extends just like, I forget how long it was, but if for where I am, it felt like it would be like if Broad Street, where I am in Philadelphia, like had a market and it just stretched the whole of Broad Street. It was amazing. And some of the things they wore, I totally want to go and get this necklace that Kang Ha-nul bought. Like, I was like, oh my God, I really like that. Then I like the wine things. And these were like homemade things that the people make and they sell, and it was just bustling with people. It was beautiful. So what else do? They do, they skydive. Yeah, not going to do that. What else did they actually rent a car and do some driving, and some of the landscape and just mountains and just absolutely beautiful. It made me want to go. It literally, I was like, I need to visit here. So of all the places that they visited, they were in Buenos Aires, they were in I can't pronounce it. It was the end of the earth. But I'm going to get to that later because that's how they ended the show. And then they went to the waterfall. This waterfall was absolutely beautiful. Now, thought the waterfall was beautiful, but then they went to, I can't remember exactly what part of Argentina they were in when they went, where it's like glaciers. The glaciers meets the lake, and the lake is this blue, but it was mind blowing. And then if you stand there long enough, you hear this rumble, and some of the glacier falls because so much falls a day, and then you take this boat, and this boat takes you to where you can actually walk on parts of the glacier. And then you hike on it and you go so far, and then they carve out ice from the glacier. It's like 400-year-old ice. And they pour you whiskey or scotch or whatever. I think it was whiskey. And you have this drink. But I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if I want to be having a drink and I got to hike back on this ice. I'm trying to be safe. But they say you could drink the water, whatever. Then they go camping. Now, the camping part, that's where they lost me. They lost me when they skydived, and they lost me when they went camping. Actually, I don't know if I would have climbed the ice either. It was beautiful to look at from afar, but I don't know. So they go camping, and they want to go to El Roy. What was it? Foy Roy or something, El Foy Roy or something. But it's this beautiful like mountaintop where you go and the sun rises at 4:30 and you see 5:30 a.m. and you see the sunrise. But you leave the campgrounds at like 4 a.m. and hike in the dark to get to the spot. But it rained really bad, and it got really dangerous, and they could only go so far. So they seemed a little discouraged by that, but they got over it. But then they went to what would be my favorite place. And I was like, I need to go here. No, not need to go here. My mom ended up watching this like 1 or 2 episodes, and she was like, oh, this is somewhere we could live. So in our minds, my mom and I are moving to I wrote it down. Hold on. El Carafet. But when we get to El Carafet, we actually want to live in the part that's called Palo Janilla. I want to live in Palo Janilla. My mom wants to live there because of the temperature and the climate and the wind, because she doesn't like to be hot. I want to live there because it just seemed like the most peaceful and beautiful place on earth. And it was just, and Linda was Korean. She runs like a little inn where they stayed, and I want to stay at this inn. Before I even settle down and like find somewhere to live, I want to stay at Linda's inn. I want to hang out with Linda and her daughter and her husband. She was just the sweetest, most well-versed, knew everything. She's been living there for years, and she was just great. But once I'm done, get everything settled, then my mom and I, this is where we're moving. So we say. But it was, I don't know, out of all the places that it went, and I'm usually a city girl, so part of, when I saw that, I was like, okay, why am I leaning towards this? Buenos Aires is where I should like want to be, but it was something about this place that was just captivating, and I was just like, wow, yeah, we could totally live here. So then from here, I forget what did they do here. They did some stuff here. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank now. But Kang Hanu, he has to leave from here. So he leaves like a day or so or two before them, because he has to get back because he's cast. He was like in a musical player or something, and he needed to get back. So it was sad, but he got to spend a little more time in Buenos Aires before he took his flight back to Korea. So he like flew from there to Buenos Aires and stayed there, and for like a day, and then so they showed some other things that they didn't get to do that he was able to do before going back to Korea. But the two guys left, Jae-hung and Sung-woo, they went to Ushiwa or something. I cannot pronounce it. I'm not even going front. But it's the end. Literally, if they took an 18-hour bus ride, which is a no, I would go visit this, but I need a plane. 18 hours on a bus, not for me. But it's the end of the earth. First of all, the seafood here is great. They had this king crab. That king crab was so darn big. I was like, oh my God. It was like scary big. But the food that they made with it looked absolutely delicious. But they take this, they like drive, then they get a boat, then they do whatever. But there's this light tower that's at the end. It's the end of the earth. Like this light tower symbolizes that you have reached the end of the earth. And it was something about their trip there that was so meaningful for them. But even for me, I was just like, what in the world was on my eye? Let's cover it with the hair because I don't know. It was so meaningful. And it was just like, wow. It was something, it just touched you like, this is it. And it was beautiful. It's literally a lighthouse, water, snow-covered mountains, and clouds. That's it. But it's breathtaking. And I'm like, I don't know if I would want to do the traveling that they did to get there. But part of me would love to just be there and see what that feels like. To just see it for myself. So, all that to say, oh, this hair. All that to say, Traveler 2 with Kang Ha-neul, Jae Hung, and Sung Woo was so enjoyable to watch. It was so enjoyable to see all the things they did and experienced and the fun they had and the quirks and perks and the laughs that go with travel and how they became close, you know, the meals that they ate and just everything. And to see Argentina like that, you know, it was really beautiful. And we're still dealing with COVID-19, so, you know, I'm not traveling. But I can honestly say Argentina is definitely on the bucket list, higher up. I mean, I'm sure I probably would have wanted to visit because I love to travel, but it's definitely higher up on the list after watching this show. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. If you love travel and you like seeing travel through other people's eyes and experiencing new things and learning about new places or that you may want to travel to, I really think you will like it. I don't know if I really should rate this, you know, because it's not a drama, it's not a Korean movie, but what the heck, I guess I'll rate it. I would totally give it 5 stars. I think they did a really good job with the filming, the editing, and just making this be a place that you want to go. So, Traveler 2 on Viki, 10 episodes, and I wasn't going to rate it, but why not? I'm giving it 5 stars because I really, really enjoyed it. And it also made me find somewhere new that's on my list of possible places that I would love to move to. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this, let me know what you thought about it. Comment below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Yes. And this is Philly Pre saying, until next time, guys. Bye.